Hello, hello. Welcome to the space. Come here.
I'm giving you it all or nothing at all. I'm waiting for your call and hoping you fall for me. Trying to keep my head out the way. I make room in my heart.
Hey everyone. I'm Nolan and I'm here with
Jamila Woods. I'm a poet and singer from Chicago.
Awesome. And this is Finishing Touches, the show where we like to get into your creative process and how it goes from start to finish. We know that creatives go through a lot of different waves and movements throughout their journey as an artist. So here is a moment for you to talk about how you finish your latest works.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay. So let's start by talking about your routine lately. Like, what have you been up to? I know you've gotten a lot of projects out from the summer up until now. Talk about like what keeps your process going throughout your day. A few things in your routine today.
Yeah, I think my routine definitely evolves and shifts based on my schedule and what's going on. But right now, I feel like it's been a really busy time. So I really just prioritize rest. So I let myself sleep in. I have like a face routine in the morning that kind of soothes me. I try to go on a walk. I luckily live like close to friends who like to walk. Otherwise, I'd probably just stay in bed like journaling. But especially because it's winter, try to like get sun in my eyes. And then do whatever it is that the day calls for. Eat protein. That's very important. Yeah, that's pretty much my routine right now.
Energy up.
Yeah,
Spirit
I need
up.
the energy up. I need, the spirit up, sun. Yeah, if I have time for like a journal session or like a little meditation, that's nice. But I think I've just been so busy lately. I'm just like back to the basics with it.
Yeah, tell me. Okay, so busy lately. What's
Yeah.
been keeping you busy?
Well, I had a summer tour in July in the UK and Europe. And then when I got back from that, I was working on the score for a dance production for this company called Red Clay Dance Company at the MCA in September. And then also in September, I did this event at the Salt Shed, which was like a sound bath and yoga flow with live music. And then I've been working on a film score for my friend Fatima Askar's short film, and just doing some other random shows, writing a new song for this podcast, random things that are really cool, but just kind of kept me going from one thing to the next. So I haven't been able to really lock into my typical routine, and just have to be okay with that sometimes, because I think routines and rituals are important, but I've noticed I could kind of like, they could work against me when I'm like, oh my God, I'm not doing my routine. And then I get mad at myself and then like shame myself for not doing my routine. So I have to become okay with it looking different in different stages of my life and what I'm doing.
So you just mentioned a lot of projects that you're working on at once. You mentioned like 3 different things that are happening in September alone. Can you tell me a little bit about what your creative process is like in transitioning between project to project? Is it one project from start to finish and then the next one kicks off? Or do you kind of embrace that transitionary period? And how do you kind of move between all of them?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think I do kind of hyper focus on one at a time or as much as possible. Like, but I also have been like self-managing this year for the first time. So I kind of have to like maybe like be logistically planning one project, but then creatively diving into another one at the same time and then like swapping out as I go. But yeah, I think since it's been so one after another, I have kind of just jumped right into the next one after finishing one. But now that things are calming down, I'm doing like a kind of reflection on, okay, like what were the strengths of this thing, or kind of like letting myself celebrate like the thing, like, a to done vibe, like letting myself celebrate the things that I've done and like also say, what questions do I have after this, or what things might I want to try to do again and tweak a little bit. So I think that's a really fun process for me that I haven't gotten to do yet, that I'm excited to get into over the winter, calmer season.
Yeah, especially at the end of the year. That's like a very fabulous way to kind of reflect on everything that you've done thus far. I find oftentimes creatives struggle with the finished work or the art of finishing your work. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, what does a finished piece really look like for you? And what does acceptance of that finished work really mean? Is it ever really finished? Like, that's also a good point, right? I mean, I always feel that way. How do you get to the point of accepting like a finished piece of work?
Yeah, it reminds me of like my poetry mentors growing up would be like, a great poem is never finished. Like they would just always say that. And I think this year, like the theme of this year has been like trying a lot of new things and doing a lot of more live events, like scoring for things or even like a tour. Like they're things that are kind of ephemeral. So it's like they're really not finished because I'm I can return to them and it's always going to be like a different audience or something about it will be different. So I think it's been cool to be in a headspace of like, I'm not necessarily working on an album where I have to like upload it and like print it on vinyl and then it's done. Like for example, I'm been doing this series with Decompose, this string chamber ensemble in Chicago of Black musicians, and they play all the work of Black composers. And we've partnered together and I do like a sound journey meditation and read poems while they play the music. And we got to do it in April and we're doing it again in December. And so it's been cool to be like, okay, how did it go in April? Let me like watch the video. That's, I guess, a finished event, but like I get to do it again also. So like, what do I want to change? And how have I grown in those months with how I've been studying? And so I think it's been cool to be in that space of not having to feel like anything is fully final and like living in like appreciating what it was and also like visioning what it could be in the future, like redoing it multiple
times. Yeah, like having your art continue to live as a living, breathing body of work that you can revisit and tend to and keep kind of pushing and growing and then it wouldn't be the same, right? The show that you did in April is not going to be the same as the show you did in December. That's why theater in general or live performance is really special in that way because no two shows are ever going to be the same. Even if they're done and they're finished, you won't always get the same experience as a viewer or even as an artist, which is really what makes it beautiful. I love that about it too.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your style because your fit today is immaculate.
Thank you.
Can you shout out a little bit of pieces of what you're wearing today, just a little bit?
Yeah.
I'd love to grab together.
Oh, I'd love to. So this sweater is by one of my really good friends. Her name's Jasmine, at Jasmine Fire on Instagram. She's also a musician or Jazzy Fire Studio, something. There's like another for her art studio. She paints and then she prints the paintings on fabric, sews different clothes. So that's her. And then this two-piece is from a brand called Perfect Number. They were an amazing brand. They like went out of business in COVID, but I still have some of their pieces. Yeah.
And then talk about the shoes.
Oh, yes. And Marc Nolan shoes, my brand new, never touched the floor outside. So I'm very excited about these. I love silver. Usually I'm wearing silver rings. And so I'm excited to like play with where I leave. Right? Yeah.
Talk about fashion for a second and your personal style. Your personal style is like, I find as an admirer of yours, a very unique element of you. Is fashion and your style for you, does it feel like a uniform? Does it feel like armor? Or does it feel like a playground for you to kind of explore and adventure in?
That's a really good question. I feel like the phase I've been in lately, it's felt more like a uniform. Like, for example, this two-piece, like I just like put it on. I'm like, I'm doing a show. Like I have certain things I go to, like I can wear for shows or I wear in my house to be cozy. And I think that's the utilitarian element of that has just been helpful with having such a packed schedule. But I'm wanting to get back to the place of it feeling like play or creativity. I was thinking about how I used to like, how I used to think of getting dressed when I was younger and just like mixing things and being really adventurous and wearing more color. Cause I think I drift towards like grays and neutrals to just like have that ease of everything matching lately. But yeah, I hope it can be all those things at different times. Yeah.
Yeah. Does your art influence your style or does the art or the style you're trying to convey influence the art that you make? It sounds like there are certain occasions and moments where you want to style yourself differently for either performance versus studio time.
Yeah.
How does that shift?
Definitely, I feel like there's a lot of ways my art has influenced my style, and definitely working with different stylists over the years. Like my stylist right now is a really close friend, and I just like seeing what people would see for me that I might not gravitate towards by myself, and like doing different shoots or doing a tour. Like she styled me for the European tour, and I'm like, oh yeah, like now I keep certain pieces and I'll wear them, and like it expands my palette in a way, like. And I think what I feel like wearing on stage is often a little bit like more of a stretch from what I might wear in my regular life. So it kind of like expands my personal style off stage too.
Yeah, and I want to highlight shoes too, because I do feel like that is like the accessorizing of your outfit can make
Hmm.
or break it. So, what are the significance of shoes in your wardrobe, and how do you like to use that as a way to make a statement, if at all?
Yeah, I love a shoe, and I'll like love a shoe down. Like I'll like my shoes I walked in here with are like falling apart, but I'm like I love them. I have like I think I like chunky shoes. Like I like to feel like I'm grounded to the ground, and like a leather boot or like a chunky sneaker. Yeah, I like something kind of bigger on the bottom because I've been wearing a lot of like bigger pants and stuff lately to kind of like balance that. Yeah, it's good.
And then, what's the finishing touch you never leave the house without? Someone comment?
Usually it's my rings, but I forgot them in New York, so I'm like naked out here on the streets. But I like earrings. I like having things in my hair, so I like having like usually like some type of choker, necklace. But yeah, usually rings. But here we are.
Amazing. I would love to know who your style icons are. Anyone throughout history. And I want you to think of style broadly too. It could
Hmm.
be how they dress, or it could be their energy, their aura. Who do you look
Mm.
to? And if it's difficult to pick one, I'll give you like two.
Oh, too. Okay, cool. Um, I would say my one of my style icons is definitely Betty Davis. Um, I love her use of silhouette. Like she just has this like one of her album colors, this covers this crazy kind of leotard that's like triangular, sculptural. Her stage outfits are like just really colorful and vibrant. But then she also had this, she was like very introverted, like her stage persona and her regular life personality were very distinct. And so I think like I resonate with that, just like the ability to put on something that's going to help you embody the song you made or like the work that you created. And then another person I think of as one of my friends, mentors, Krista Franklin. She's a collage artist, and just like her, it's like everything she does is kind of imbued with her aesthetic. She's like a collage artist. Her sense of like the archive and her sense of like color is like really incredible. So just like being in her house, it's like there's a coffee table, there's like beautiful papers scattered around, some tarot cards, candles, like a little half smoking something. Like
Yes.
it's just like a vibe. So
Yeah, you just get
yeah.
it instantly.
Yeah.
Like and you know what, that's really great too, because I do think as an artist, it's so important for you to be able to pick up and see inspiration in others.
Hmm.
Because that is also like a very difficult thing when you are the creator of something and your responsibility is to constantly put out different things. Like, what is your source of inspiration? What is the thing that you kind of absorb? And the little small details that you pick up
Hmm.
along the way, too. You
Yeah,
know?
totally.
Beautiful, amazing. So I learned so much today about your style and your latest works and what it takes to start and finish a project. If you could give any creative or any person out there a bit of advice on the importance of finishing your work and
Mm.
seeing it through, what would you say to them?
Hmm. I would say um, just to understand that as artists, as people too, but definitely as artists, we go through seasons. So, like, it's fall. Like, I was just on my walk today, I was like kicking through all the leaves. It's like, it's finished now, but like things are going to start again. Like, things might feel slow at a certain point, like, things might feel stagnant, but we're always in a cycle. We're always in a different point in the season or a cycle. And so to not get discouraged by like things not always feeling how you think they should.
Yeah, and there's beauty in that renewal, right?
Mhm.
That you can start again, or you can pick up, or you can shift and change as the seasons do, like you said.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jamila. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.